What's up, guys? Mason the Brock Henderson here, and this is NCIS Season 18, Episode 7, The First Day. Ooh, boy. Woo! Oh, man, because this thing is, this episode aired February of 2021. So, almost a full year since the beginning of the pandemic. And I'm just thinking to myself, there's no way they're going to talk about it at this point. You know, it's been way too long. 2020 has already passed. There's no way they're going to bring it up now. And then they just, like, dumped it all into just one episode. They're like, here, take it. Take it. We want to make sure that you know we're going to reference it. We're going to make sure everybody doing exactly what the CDC and the people who are making money off of this are telling us to do. Which is surely not going to be, pointed out to be completely false several months later, but of course not talked about because we don't want people to know that we screwed up. And but we're just going to show it, though. We're going to show it because we're doing our part. And it's just, I don't want to see it. I don't want to. I know that, this show is definitely supposed to be kind of based on real life, but still, it's not like I want to see it. I should have expected it. So yeah, this was a rough one to get through for me. So much into that I could go on and talk about, but I'm not going to because I don't want to start some stupid political arguments. But two things that I will talk about. First of all, completely unrealistic representation of real life, and the fact that everybody who's talking with the mask on, you can hear them 100% clearly. No. 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 If you've been around people wearing masks long enough, you know you've gotta be screaming really loud, or else nobody's gonna hear you. Or you gotta pull it down, but of course then people are like, well, why are you pulling it down? It completely, takes away the effects of the mask. Yeah, totally. That's why people who are wearing masks all the time still got sick anyway, because they work 100% of the time, right? But yeah, so that was really dumb, the fact that everybody could hear each other perfectly fine. I expected there to be maybe a couple jokes, just like, what did you say? Or something like that, but nope. Everybody's just talking, and it's like, oh yeah, this is normal, guys, and we can hear each other. It's all good. But the other thing that I will say, if I were the actress that played Brina, I would be pissed about this decision. Because I had to go and make sure, I'm like, okay, did she, die in real life? Is that why they're doing this? Nope. She's perfectly fine. In fact, I spoiled myself that she comes back next season. I'm guessing in either a flashback or something in Jimmy's mind. But I'm just like, wow, yeah, you just wrote her off the show, just off screen. We don't even get to see her one more time. We get to see a picture of her and Jimmy, but I would be pissed. Granted, she hasn't really been a main character. I don't even know if she's shown up recently, in the past couple seasons, but for you to just kill a character off screen because of COVID, God, that would piss me off so bad. I would be livid. Now, granted, again, the fact that she doesn't normally work on the show means probably not really taking work away from her. In fact, I don't know if she's on other shows, if that's why she doesn't often show up on this one, but yeah, I don't know. If I had a recurring character, though, that wasn't seen a whole lot, and then all of a sudden just dead off screen, and because of COVID, guys, and this is how serious it is, look what it's doing to Jimmy. It's like, you just killed off my character to make a political point? Good lord. So, yeah, a lot about this didn't like, and hopefully they got it all out in this episode. Hopefully it's not a big deal going forward. Probably will be, though, because they're going to talk about it. If they're going to show it, then of course they're going to make sure that they show just how much they care. So, we'll see what happens. On to the next one. I'll see you there. And now, episode 8, True Believer. Yep, they're going to keep talking about it. So, I'm just going to avoid addressing the COVID stuff as much as possible because I don't want to get into this huge thing on these videos. Honestly, just saying that word probably is getting attention for this video that I probably shouldn't be getting in the first place, but whatever. No, but as far as Sloane's side of the story was concerned, I was perfectly fine, I thought she had a really emotional story, this whole thing with her, what happened in the past when she went to Afghanistan, all that stuff, really emotional, and honestly a good reason for her to leave the team, is to be there for this girl that she knew. It is kind of funny though, looking back, since this was March of 2021, and we know what happened later that same year, because she stuck around to fight off the Taliban and to help these girls. I'm sure that the U.S. is not going to just up and leave Afghanistan, leaving a ton of weapons for the Taliban to take over and rise to power again. I'm sure that's not going to happen later the same year. It is one of those hindsight 2020 things. It's kind of hilarious. But no, I thought her story was really emotional. For the first time, she and Gibbs kiss, which I'm like, okay. I mean, they kept hinting at it, but I never really saw that. But it's better than Torres and Bishop, at least. The other side of it obviously had a lot more references to all of the stuff that I'm not going to talk about. In fact, one of the big talking points was this hacktivist who apparently was hacking into these big corporations and exposing them, but apparently he went bad because he became a truther. Ooh, how dare he become a truther? Oh, I can't believe he's out there posting conspiracy theories, some of which may be proven true now, but it doesn't matter. He's a truther, guys. All those conspiracy theories that have some evidence pointing to them being true, but aren't true because fact checkers say they're not true. Just, yeah, I'm not going to be able to talk much about that other side of the story because I'm just not going to get into it. I'm too frustrated with a lot of it. It's going to be hard to do these reviews now because of how political this is probably going to get. I hope it chills out sometime soon, but I don't know. Knowing this show, I mean, they've already got it set up where they got the little screen whenever they interrogate people, and obviously, again, everybody's out wearing masks. So I'm just like, cool. Feels like this is going to become the norm for the show, which I'm so excited for, guys. But anyways, all that being said, on to the final of these 3 episodes. I'll see you there. And now episode 9, Winter Chill. So the case in this one, fairly straightforward. This whole corn on a stick truck, basically mafia war thing. It's a little weird, but I mean, it is what it is. You see, the guy that was handing out I think he was handing out parking tickets or something. Like when you see him early on and then you don't hear from him again, kind of that formulaic feel that NCIS has, you kind of suspect he's probably going to be a bigger part of the story than what they originally showed us. So no big surprise really whenever all of a sudden he shows up at the end and he actually got into a shoving match and he killed the guy and stuffed his body in the back of the truck. So fairly straightforward there. But the weird thing in this episode is the Fornell stuff, because I've been a fan of that. I've enjoyed what they've done with it this season, and I enjoyed seeing Emily go what she went through, basically turn it around, get her sobriety pin, seeing everything Tobias went through, seeing how he fought so hard to take down this group that put his daughter's life in danger and all that. I'm just like, that was really cool. And then it just all sort of, it's gone. It's gone. It's done. She's dead. Just like, what? What? Like, where's the happy ending in that? And I don't know, it just seems weird because there's no real reason for it. Like with Brina, there's a feeling of, well, they're trying to make us care about the whole, COVID situation. So we'll have one of the main characters, will have one of their family members die. And for some reason, Brina was on the chopping block, I guess. Okay. So that was already kind of an odd death, but I saw the purpose behind it. But this one, I just don't see the purpose. Like, I don't see what this does for the show, for the characters. Again, she just got her sobriety chip. Like, she had 6 months sober. She had done the hard work. She had gotten so far. And there was a really nice story. And again, Tobias did so well tracking down this group. He went through so much to take him down because they put his daughter's life in danger. And then they're just like, yeah, we'll just kill her. What? I don't even get it, man. Like, it just feels like a death for emotional sake. Like, oh, we gotta have something sad to keep people invested. Let's just start killing characters. let's just start killing off, family members of our main characters. Like, what, is Delilah gonna die next out of nowhere? Off screen too? Like, that's the other thing. For Brina being off screen, it's like, okay, well, maybe they just couldn't get her back. For Emily, though, she's been back this season, and yet she still just dies off screen. We didn't even see her in this episode. Except for, like, the flashback in the end when they're showing some of her scenes. Just, like, what was the point? So, yeah, I'm not really a fan of this decision. I think it's kind of dumb. I think, again, they did it purely to get the audience going, oh, I can't believe she died. Like, trying to evoke an emotion out of us. And I just don't see it. Like, you did it randomly in the middle of the season. Again, she was off screen when it happened. We don't even get to see the moment when Tobias walks in on her. And it seemingly happened for no reason. Like, Tobias is talking about, I want to go to Costa Rica. I'm trying to see if maybe Emily will want to come with me. And then she just ODs. And then goes to the hospital and then dies. Well, okay then. And I even looked it up just to see, like, did they tell her? Is there a reason why they wrote her character off? No, not that I could tell. The one article I found, apparently, she said, like, she confirmed in her Instagram that she had found out because of some people that texted her that were watching that episode. They're just like, hey, did you died? Like, your character died? And she's like, oh, that's how I find out? Cool. So, just, I don't know. It just seems super stupid, super weird. That's just how I feel about it. So, yeah, some people may have gotten really emotional. I mean, it would have been sad if this were something that happened because of what was going on with the group that Gibbs and Fornell are trying to take down. Like, if maybe him putting himself in risk, like, I talked about a few, what was that, like, last review or something, how she was just basically like, I can't believe he didn't show up. Like, that's weird, right? If she were more concerned because he was deep undercover and couldn't reach out to her and couldn't talk to her and then didn't show up for her thing, like, if that's why she relapsed, that would have been more emotional, because in trying to take them down, Fornell ended up costing her life. Like, she ended up relapsing because of all of that, because he went too hard into this. But instead, he managed to take him down. They managed to get her, sober. And then just randomly, because these things are looking good, and it's like, hey, I'm gonna move to Costa Rica, guys. Yeah, I'm happy. Things are too happy because eventually something's got to go wrong, right? And that's just, it's pointless, is what it really is. So, I'm not a fan of this decision. And what makes that even worse is I felt like the other stuff that we were seeing with Jimmy and Casey in this episode, honestly, some of the best scenes with Jimmy and Casey that I think I've seen. Casey, again, I've not been a fan of her character. She's just not that interesting, and she's not very well written, and I don't think the acting is that great. But I think in this episode, she had some good moments, dealing with what's going on with her mom and her sister. I thought it was well done on her part, on the writing team's part in that sense. Jimmy coming in with his words of wisdom I thought was really, really well handled. I really loved that scene. So I'm just having a really good time watching those scenes. The case itself is okay, but not super interesting. And then this just thing with Emily at the end. Like, okay, well, that's dumb. It really pissed me off. So, I don't know. I don't know if they're going to do something with this, or if this was just there, again, to evoke some sort of emotion out of the audience and be like, hey, keep watching. We make you feel things. Don't you feel bad that this guy just lost his daughter? Oh, so sad. Come on back in. Like, trying to pull their audience along. For me personally, you got to do more than that. You got to give us a reason why this stuff is happening. You got to give us a payoff in some of your stories. And instead, what we're seeing is a lot of, oh, well, this happened off screen. Oh, sad. So yeah, that's my opinion on it. But let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. What were your thoughts on these 3 episodes? Let me know. We can talk about and discuss all that good stuff. Leave a like and subscribe for future NCIS reviews. Hopefully it gets a little bit better by the end of the season, because it started off so well and now here we are. But see you guys in the next one. Peace out.